2 years is not too early to campaign. People just say that.
I want my children to be great.
Transportation is killing almost every one of us in Nigeria.
There is no profit in business again.
Tinubu is not the cause of Nigeria's suffering.
I did not vote for Tinubu, I will not lie.
I've heard about the student loan, but I was told it was not real.
Many have weighed in their opinions on the issues surrounding the 2 years so far with President Bola Tinubu. How far has it been? It has been 2 years. And so, we decided to get out there on the streets to talk to market women, talk to students, and also speak to some professionals who understand what leadership is. And my team, of course, had all that time that they needed. But more importantly, the question is, so far, are we feeling the brunt or are we enjoying the leadership? All these questions need to be asked so we know exactly where we are as a country. So this is how far, so far, on President Bola Tinubu's leadership in Nigeria. So let's take a look and see what and what we had to gather. We'll be right back.
That would preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So, help me God.
2 years ago, a promise of renewed hope, Bola Tinubu stepped into Nigeria's highest office. He inherited a nation's yearning for change, grappling with complex changes and challenges. Well, today, as his administration marked its second anniversary, we asked the question, so far, and how far has Nigeria come? From bustling markets to quiet neighborhoods, the heart of Nigeria beats with a mix of expectations and experiences. So we spoke with ordinary Nigerians from the marketplace.
I will tell you to go and check all this product. All this local made, they're supposed to reduce the price. They should check where they are producing it. If it is stores they are taxing them, that is making everything to cost, they should know how to do it because all this local made supposed to benefit us. It's not important now. Why are they suffering us? Look at, you cannot, if you want to buy biscuits now, before you buy this one, they will give you another one. Without that one, they will not allow you to buy your right one. Everything is just upside down. Tinubu should make things good for us. He should visit all this, especially this local goods. Because the way the thing is coming out now, we are just like selling for them. There's no profit.
I did it for Tinubu. Tinubu is not the cause of Nigeria's suffering, to my own perception. Because if you look it from the critical view, Nigeria has been corrupted before Tinubu climbed the seat, to my own view. Though I'm jobless for now, but it's not Tinubu's fault. This is my 40 years of graduating, but I didn't regret it. Under Lagos State, during the Tinubu regime, I've acquired many skills under his regime.
I stay in Surulere. So in the morning, my husband will come and drop me. He will come and drop me here. My going home with my son, I spend, if I do Aroro, I will spend 2,000. If I do not do Aroro, I will spend like 2,200 or 2,400. When I'm very small, it's our father that has gone out to go and hustle. But now, we women, what we are doing now, we're doing many things. We are more than men now in the house. We are the men in the house now. I want my children to be great.
To schools and universities, and of course some students. And their voices painted a vivid picture.
The impact of Tinubu for the 2 years that he's on the as the president of Nigeria, and also for the economy also, sir. From my place to my school here, because I live at Ibejuleki, so me coming here, I spent 5,000 naira for transport fare. If I'm also going back home, I spent 5,000 naira, making 10,000 naira. So for this month alone, I've been spending 40,000 naira on only transport fare alone. Transportation is killing almost every one of us in Nigeria. If I'm coming to the school, I have to do what? I have to eat. Let's say I estimate myself for the food. I eat, let's say 1,000. So it's a lot. I heard about the student loan that we can actually take a loan that when we want to fill the form, they will ask for the name of the school and everything, and also the account of the school. They will deposit the money into the account of the school. That after we graduated from the school, they will be deducting the money from our salary. but I've not been benefited from the loan.
Has affected me negatively because it's first time with my parents. So whatever affects my parents will affect me. It has not been easy to support my education. They should just consider us more on their plans and anything they want to do. They should consider the students. Like I had to come here from Badagry because my study center at Badagry does not have a lab for our practicals. So I had to come all the way from Badagry here to find a place to stay and all of that. It has been very risky and not easy. I've heard about the student loan, but I was told it was not real.
For some, the fuel subsidy removal and rising cost of living have brought significant hardship, while for others, they acknowledged that tough decisions holding on to hope for long-term gains was necessary. But again, insecurity remains a deep concern for many. Even as the government reports progress, it's a daily balance between struggling and resilience for Nigerians. So to understand the strategic shift, Elizabeth and I from BDTV News turn to Professor Anthony Killer, who is the director of SIAPS, a leading strategist in governance and policy making. He highlights the administration's bold reform like the exchange rates unification aimed at physical stability and attracting investment, which was not bad. But again, while these moves are made, the administration undoubtedly has caused immediate economic pain, particularly with inflation.
I am one of those people, the few of us left, that do not agree that removing fuel subsidy was a good idea.
Fuel subsidy is gone.
A lot of people agree that it's a good idea, including those of us who were against it before. All of a sudden they agree, let history and their conscience judge them. Because when some of us were against it, it wasn't personal, it wasn't political, it was pure economics. Why am I against removal of fuel subsidy? Because I know as a trained economist, and I want to underline that, when you remove fuel subsidy from a system like Nigeria, I was against it under Jonathan because I said it will increase the price of transportation, it will increase the price of food, it will create poverty. And that is exactly what has happened now. If you say to me that you have to remove fuel subsidy, you have to tell me two things. One, why do you want to remove it? And two, what are you going to do with the removal? If you're removing it because people are corrupt, then gather the corrupt people together and jail them or stop them from being corrupt. The people involved in the corruption of fuel subsidy are less than 2,000. So because of 2,000 people, you're going to make 200 million people suffer. That does not make sense the way I was brought up. But there's something very wrong about that, and it needs to be said.
Professor Anthony Killer also went on to point out some key areas where Tinubu's administration and style has affected the nation, but the challenge still lies in translating these policies into tangible improvements for every citizen of Nigeria.
I think so far the government is very high on intentions and politics, but rather low on governance.
Okay.
And I say this because I use three elements, three criteria. What did they meet there? What did they promise? And what do we expect from them? When they were going to government, what the promise was lower prices, more food, more employment, a better Nigeria. For any reason in the world. That is, by the way, so far so bad because the cost of energy has gone up, the cost of electricity has gone up, prices of food have gone up.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know, maybe they're building the house, maybe it will be better, but in the meantime, it is rough for people, and it must be said, because if it is not said, government might get a wrong impression. Whether they are doing it for our own good. They celebrate reforms. Technically, I can see some of these reforms. I disagree with some of these reforms. I think we're halftime now. At halftime, government should be saying, I have done this, not I am going to do. I call it governance by tenses. By halftime, government should be using past tense, not future tense. So they shouldn't be saying what they're doing or what they plan to do. I think that's not good for Nigeria. And because I'm not a partisan politician, I still hope that, they do something very quickly to improve the situation. but generally the situation is bad. If you're in a country where the bag of rice is more than the salary
Of the average
Nigerian,
Mm-hmm.
that's not a good place to be.
So it is no news that President Tinubu's first 2 years have been marked by often difficult decisions to spark growth and changes in our economy. But again, is Nigeria now on a better trajectory? That's the question mark. And the path ahead is still unfolding, for sure, but fraught with both promises and ongoing hurdles. We ask again, so far, as the nation moves forward, should the ultimate measure of his leadership so far be focused on how swiftly and equitably the benefits of renewed hope is touching Nigerians in different ways? If at all, has it truly reached the homes and lives of all Nigerians? Well, the journey continues. And so you heard everyone's opinion, from students to market women. You heard them rant over how they've gone through a lot and how it's difficult for them to be able to come to work or go to marketplace, even be able to get to lectures on time. Does this mean that Nigerians are going through a lot? Does it mean that the fuel subsidy removal affected the nation in a very, negative manner or otherwise? Now, we also heard Professor Anthony Killer being interviewed by Elizabeth, and you heard all he had to say. As a professional, he weighed in. But looking at the streets right now, as people begin to say, people are still buying fuel at exorbitant prices, but they have the money to buy this fuel. So the question is, 2 years has come and has gone. Are we moving forward or are we regressing? You decide. Has the 2 years of President Bola Tinubu favored you or not? A big question that needs big answers. My name is Onyeka Valentine, BDTV. Until some other time, let's keep hoping.